I hope that you are flourishing, that you are thriving, and that you are doing really good today. Um, it was a beautiful day here in Cleveland. I am in Cleveland, Ohio. So it was a beautiful day. Looks like spring is getting ready to come upon us. So I am extremely excited. And I am even more excited to have you join this evening on Business Branding 101. This is session number 3. I am Deanna Moore Taylor, and I will be your ambassador for this evening as we talk about attitudes. Yes, attitude makes a big difference when it comes to business and professional life. And so it is really important that we talk about the different temperaments and personalities that make up a person and an attitude. And you probably wonder, why are people this way? And why do people act like this? I have that same question every single time I go into a store and somebody may not act professionally, someone may have an attitude, someone may have appeared to have woken up on the wrong side of the bed. And I just am like, why must you be like this? Why are you acting like this? And so we find out the reason. And the reason is they did wake up on the wrong side of the bed. So, with that being said, we're going to go ahead and we're going to get started with our session, Business Branding 101, Session 3, Personality Plus and Professionalism. Okay, so the objectives of our branding session today is to understand how personalities can clash in a business and professional life. Learn the 4 dominant personalities that make up a person. Discuss your dominant personality style and how to relate. And of course, we'll have Q&A sessions available. You can go ahead and type your questions into the chat box, and we will go ahead and discuss those questions. All right, so I am Deanna Moore Taylor. Give me just one moment because for some reason it is not, my PowerPoint is not showing up on the session. So let's fix that. All right, can everybody see the PowerPoint presentation? All right, I don't see it. Okay, give me just one moment. Can everybody see now? All right, awesome. We are up and running here. And so I am your host, Deanna Morton. And just to give you a little bit of my background, I am a certified business coach and executive life coach practitioner. My life coaching is professional branding. It includes executive and leadership coaching. I am also the founder and CEO of Teaching and Consulting Services. And my passion is to help people look and feel good about themselves. You can find out more about me at www.deannamoretaylor.com, or feel free to send me a direct message if you would like to talk to me at deanna@deannamoretaylor.com. So, what is a personality? I know many people probably have never thought about this question. And so a personality is that forms a distinctive personality about you. So there are different quirks and traits and characteristics that you might have that create and make up your personality. Your personality is defined by two things: your ability to be sociable, as well as ability to be irritable. So however you act on the ability side, which is usually positive interactions and positivity, versus irritability, which is the negative end of the spectrum, is basically how your personality is up. And they have several things that come into play in terms of what makes that up. Patterns, the things that, we talk about all the time, be persuaded by your mind. Everything begins with the mind, begins with your thought. And so patterns of thoughts, emotional play, they all play a role in how your personality is shaped and formed. So the purpose of all of this is, fourfold. So the first thing is consistency. Whenever people look at a personality or look at your particular personality, they look at consistency. So how do you behave every time they come into interaction with you? Are you always positive? Are you always negative? Are you always down? Or are you too hype? What is your consistency? And that basically plays a huge role in how people deal with you. Psychological and physiological. So it's influenced by your biological processes and needs. So basically how you're brought up, how you were raised, plays a role in personality. So I'll give you an example. People who are always intoxicated, they might have chemical dependency issues or substance abuse issues. Their personality is dictated based on those chemicals that are in their body. Somebody who doesn't drink, somebody who doesn't use alcohol or a controlled substance, their attitude, their behaviors is all characterized by the chemicals in your body. So that's why they say it's important that you watch what you ingest, because whatever you ingest, it comes out inside of you, positive and negative behaviors and actions. So basically, what causes you to respond and react the way that you do? What is going on in your environment? What is going on in the atmosphere that you're in that causes you to behave and act the way that you do? All of that plays a part in molding the type of personality and the type of person that you're going to be. And then multiple expressions. So personalities can be constructed and they could be built based on our thoughts, what we think, how we feel, the people that we interact with, the close relationships we have. And that starts with our mothers and our fathers. You see, some people have a negative attitude or a negative personality basically because of how they were brought up and their surroundings that they were in. If they were around negative surroundings, chances are, if they don't work to change that personality or change their attitude, all of that is going to be constructed in how they become. And of course, social interactions. So as we go further into this, we will talk about how the four dominating personalities play a role in how a person acts. So in general, there are four types of personalities. The first one, choleric personality. And we are going to go into the definitions of each of these as we go through this. The second one is melancholy, phlegmatic, and sanguine. These personalities, and more information can be found about these in the book called Personality Plus. This book was written by Florence Littauer, and this book was written probably about 35 years ago, 35, maybe 40 years ago. And this book basically talks about the four dominant personalities. Now, she is not pretty much the founder and something that has been talked about for decades, centuries even. But Florence Littauer wrote about how each of these four dominant personalities play a major role in the shaping of a person's characteristics and their personality. So we're going to talk about the choleric. Let's get moving. So the choleric is considered the powerful personality out of the four personalities. The strengths of the choleric include being a born leader, a natural born leader. They are people who can take on a project and they can lead it with, no issues, no problems. They are driven. They are goal and task oriented. They are strong-willed. Choleric people are very hard to convince otherwise of something. When they have a thought, when they have a thing, anything, if they think about something, if they have a way of doing stuff, it's done. That's the way it is. It's very hard for them to be convinced otherwise. They can operate and run literally anything. A lot of people who are in C-suite positions have a very high choleric personality. They thrive on opposition. They thrive on people coming against them. They thrive on people who want to, go against them or pick an argument. Independent. So they typically are people that work alone. They don't understand a lot of times the meaning of teamwork, making dream work. They make split-second decisions. They don't sit and think things out a lot of times. They will, come up with an idea and they will run with it. And they are very good problem solvers, and they're usually right. And with that comes weaknesses. They are people that are not personally, they don't see fault within themselves. Everybody around them is wrong. Everybody not apt, they're not. If something goes wrong, it's nobody's fault, but it's everybody's fault but their own. And cleric people, high workaholic people. They thrive on work, they thrive on tasks. They will work 24/7 around the clock to get the task done. And they are people that always have to be in control. They are not followers. They are not natural followers. They don't know how to take a back seat to people. They can also be perceived as very bossy. And they have very poor people and relation skills. Their basic desire is to have control in all of the situations. Their emotional needs include loyalty, sense of control, appreciation, and they must get credit for all the work that they do. They are controlled by anger. So if you see somebody that is always angry and always ready to blow up, they are a high choleric person. So how do you overcome being a choleric? Or how do you overcome some of the negative traits of being a choleric? Because being a choleric and having choleric personality traits is not always a bad thing. It's how you use those traits. So if you are somebody that has to always be in control, relax. It's going to be okay. Learn to multitask. Learn to give tasks to other people. Learn to delegate. Be accountable for your actions. Be accountable for that, of the fact that sometimes you're not always correct. And sometimes your solution isn't always the best solution. And somebody else may have a different solution that works. Be patient and don't always be aggressive. Tone down your approach. Tone down the way you talk to people. Tone down the way you approach people. Now, if you know somebody that's a cleric, you have to recognize that they are leaders, that they have very strong, very high leadership strengths. Also, remind them in a kind, collected, and cool manner that they have a team, that they need to communicate with other people and not just themselves. With clerics, they communicate in a very weird way. How do I know? Because I have very high cleric personality traits. I think that I've communicated what I need and everybody understands it. But a lot of times they don't understand it because of my approach and the way I say it. So I have to be mindful that I have to come across softer in my tone to people. Also known that cleric people are genuine people. They don't mean any harm. They just want to get the job done. They are high task oriented people. They are high goal oriented people. And they are not born compassionate. Because of the fact that they want to get the job done, they don't recognize that along the path of getting the job done, that somebody might be going through something and we might need to slow it down just a little bit to handle that person's situation. And a cleric usually of it. And I have to be, I'm that person. It's a black or white thing. I very seldom see shades of gray. Now, with a cleric, they get it done. They're visionaries and they're very good decision makers. They are people that can juggle many balls in one hand and get the job done and be successful at it. So again, they're good. They're people that work under pressure. If you have a deadline that needs to get done and you need to get something done, put it in the hands of a cleric and it's going to get done. Also, they can be overly intense. So clerics, don't be so intense. It's not that deep. I have to tell myself a lot of times, it's not that deep. It's not that deep. And if you think about it, if you had the opportunity to take the Personality Plus test, because I posted the link on my page, if you had the opportunity to do the test before sitting in on this, you will know and understand that we have a piece of all four personalities in us. But there are some characteristics in us that may be a little bit more dominant in one or two of the four personality boxes. Now let's talk about the melancholy person. The melancholy person is the organized person. They are the perfectionist, okay? Their strengths include being great analytics, okay? They are geniuses. They are people who are natural planners. They are good at organizing stuff. They are neat and orderly. You can literally eat off the floor in their homes, okay? They are people that cannot operate in chaos. They cannot live in chaos. They cannot live in a dirty world, okay? They are people that will, like the cleric, they can be counted on to finish a job that they started. They are detail oriented. They are economical people. I am, as well as a high cleric, I'm a high melancholy person. Economical, a lot of times my husband say, you are the cheapest person I've ever met. Because melancholy people know how to save. Compassionate, they are perfectionists, and they have a very strong creative gene, okay? The weaknesses, because in life you are not going to be perfect in everything, they get easily depressed when they are not perfect. If their perfectionist streak falls, or if something happens and they can't get the job done on time, they are easily depressed. They always look for the worst in people before they assume the best in people. I'm the type of person, and I had to learn, and I'm still learning to get over this. I used to give people, and sometimes I still do this, I give people enough rope to hang themselves with. And when they hang themselves, I say to them, you gave yourself the rope. So they always look for the worst before they look for the best in people, as well as in situations. A lot of times they have low self-image about themselves because, again, it's that need to hit that perfectionist level and that perfectionist piece of themselves. They are very good procrastinators through their planning. So they can put a good plan together, but they will procrastinate and take all the time in the world to get it done. They will wait until the last minute to get it done, but once it's done, it is the best plan ever. And they also have unrealistic expectations. So we can say something can be done by this date, and they can take something that we know can take 90 to complete, and they'll complete it in 30 days. Very unrealistic expectations. And because of their mindset sometimes and their attitude, they can bring gloom to a room. So even in the worst of situations where people are trying to look up and they're room down because they're going to look for worst. So if you are a melancholy, or if you have melancholy tendencies, you got to loosen up, okay? First and foremost, don't be so uptight and don't take everything personally and don't think everything is about you. Melancholy people always assume that people are talking about them, that if somebody is whispering in the room and the eyeballs might look there, that the person that they're being talked about and discussed in that conversation, and it's not about you. So don't take it personally. Always look for something positive in the situation, and stop planning all the time. And those plans that you put on paper, start working those plans. Okay. You know, work on one plan, and then once you finish it, get started on the next plan. And then also, melancholy people have very high standards for people. They expect them out of other people, and that is a very unfair expectation. We have to lower the standard and realize that everybody is their own person. So you can't expect a you from anybody else. And I'm preaching to the choir here. So if you live with or you work with a melancholy, understand that their feelings get hurt very easily and they're super sensitive. Okay. So this might help you to learn how to speak to a person who might be easily offended. You can't be aggressive with that person. You might have to tone it down a little bit. They are natural pessimists. They always see the worst in the situations. So always look for a way to help them see the best in situations. Also, keep a reasonable and flexible schedule for yourself, because the melancholy person is going to want to come in. They're going to change the schedule. They're going to, you know, they're going to, you know, tell you, okay, this has changed, or I'm going to do this, or this is going to go this way. And we're scheduling this, but we are neat freaks. So you cannot throw your stuff everywhere. If you live with a melodies, want you to take your shoes off at the door, take your shoes off at the door. Melancholies don't want your, you know, you to put your feet on their sofa. Don't put your feet on their sofa. Literally understand that they have to have a household and an area that is clean. Thrive on silence and quiet time. So you also understand that, you know, melancholies, they want you to, you know, they want to be able to go read a book, listen to music, whatever it is that they need to do. Understand that they need that quiet time, okay, to recharge themselves. The next personality is the phlegmatic. Phlegmatic is the peaceful person. They are the peacemaker. They are the Zen people. They are the people that are just like, let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me. They are chill people, okay? So they are easygoing. They are inoffensive. There is nothing you can do to offend them. They are all about, I am earth and earth is me. Let's and take a look at everything. You know, they are patient, they are calm, they're collected, they are mediators. I promise you, if you have a conflict with a cleric and a melancholy, you want a phlegmatic in that room to bring the peace. Okay? And they are all very good listeners. Now, with the strengths comes the weaknesses. Phlegmatics are not enthusiastic people. Those who are chill and zen, they do not bring any enthusiasm to the room, okay? For you to sleep, okay? So they're not enthusiastic. They don't like change. They procrastinate, right? They will wait until the very last minute to do something. They can appear to be lazy, and sometimes they are. They don't know how to make a decision and stick with it. They are very indecisive. They can be emotionally closed because they are so zen, and they don't understand else is in zen. So that makes them an emotionally closed person. And because of that, they don't want to have any conflict with anybody. Conflict is a threat to them. And they have a hard time with somebody telling them what to do. They have a hard time with somebody disciplining them because they are the peacemaker. I didn't do anything wrong. They have that attitude that no one should be disciplined. I shouldn't be disciplined. I'm the peacemaker. I'm the one that's keeping everybody together. I'm chill. So those are their weaknesses. Now, if you are a phlegmatic person, it's okay to be chill, but be chill with some enthusiasm. Okay? Be willing to try something new. Try reading a new book that's outside of your favorite genre. Try learning a new hobby or something. Just try something new. Also, phlegmatics, because they are chill, they can be very close with their feelings. They internalize their pain. They internalize their emotion because they don't want anybody else to be hurt. And because they don't like conflict, if they tell somebody that they're offended or they're feeling some kind of way or their feelings are even hurt, they feel like they are going to open the door for conflict. It's okay to tell people that they offended you, phlegmatic. Okay? It's how you tell them that you can still tell them in your zen and chill way that you hurt my feelings. And you will not open up 9 times out of 10. It's how you say it that creates the conflict. Also, phlegmatics, because they're peaceful, they don't know how to make decisions for themselves because they want everybody to be happy. Their decision making is based on what everybody else is thinking and what everybody else is feeling. Phlegmatic, making decisions for yourself. Don't let your decision be guided by what somebody else is saying or doing. And can become very bored. I won't say bored. They can become very challenged because they're always telling people yes. They are the yes people. They are people that want to make everybody happy. Okay. So learn to say no to people. It's okay to say no. And then if you live with, or if you work with, or if you encounter a phlegmatic, they need direct motivation. They need for you to be their cheerleader. They need for you to pep them up. They need for you to help them set goals. They need for you to incentivize them when they reach a goal. So sometimes, because my husband has a little bit of phlegmatic in him, I, will cheer him up by writing him a card. And then if I see that he does something and it's really good, I'll buy his favorite snack, or I'll, do something nice for him. Don't expect enthusiasm 24/7 from them. Okay. And also, you'll have to pull their hand to help them make decisions. Okay. And then you can't put the blame on them. Now, their emotional needs are peace and quiet, feeling of worth. They want to feel like that, they're wanted and needed and that they're worthy. They don't like stress, and you have to respect them. They are controlled by procrastination. They are relaxed, likable, peaceful, and low stress. They are good listeners and they are kind, but they can be too quiet. And they can be stubborn and they don't like conflict. And then finally, the most energetic of the 4 personalities is the sanguine. The sanguine is the party girl or the party guy. They are the popular people. They are the people that always want to have fun. They are like all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy type person. They are the people that get the party started. Okay. They're like, party over here, party over there. They're that person. Okay. They're very enthusiastic. They're not ashamed and afraid to express their enthusiasm. They make quote unquote friends easily. They are people that have never met a stranger. They are creative. They are fun. They will volunteer for everything. They will be committee. They will be on every board at your church. They volunteer for jobs because they thrive on that attention. They are very talkative people. I mean, you meet a sanguine, they will all night long, okay? And they make fantastic storytellers, okay? They are controlled by charm. They like attention, they like affection, approval, and they need acceptance. Those are their emotional needs. That's what keeps them going. Now, their weaknesses are they don't remember names. They will remember your face. They will party with you, but they will not remember your name at all. They don't follow through. They will start a task, but they will not end the task. They will not go through with it. They will not finish it. I have a friend who is a high sanguine. She has been painting her kitchen for 4 years now. Every time I go over to her house, I'm like, girl, you ain't finished painting your kitchen yet? And she's like, I'm going to get to it. She's moved on to 20 other tasks. But that kitchen is still half yellow and half lilac. Okay? And she's okay with it. All right? They are also people that talk too much and they don't listen. They'll just and just you're like, oh my gosh, will you please be quiet? Okay. They are people that tend to exaggerate. They, because again, they want to be the life of the party. You might say, I have a Mercedes Benz, and they'll say, well, I drive a Rolls Royce. They want to be that person that has all the attention and that everybody likes them. They are people that have all the fans, but not friends. They have the people that are rah, rah, rah. They are the people that have 25,000 friends on Facebook and 50,000 followers on Instagram, but they can't 2 people as a friend. Okay. And they are very, very strong manipulators. And they manipulate through their charm. They are charmers. They are people that can turn you on, and they be done got you and manipulated you. Okay. They are playful people. Okay. They are fun. They are going. They are the life of the party. They are optimistic. And just so you know, the 4 personalities are dominated also by colors. So obviously the cleric is a red dominating color. Melancholy is blue. Phlegmatic is green. And sanguine is yellow. Okay. So those are the colors that are dominated by those personalities. So if you are a sanguine, learn to close your mouth, sanguine. Don't talk so much. Be authentic, because guess what? At the end of the day, nobody cares about what you have. They care about what your heart is. They care about the type of person you are. They care about your characteristic and your character, and they care about, are you a decent person? They don't care about, you walking around the earth 400 times and all that stuff. So be authentic and be honest. Learn more than you speak. I'm sorry, that should be listen more than you speak. So, close this and open these. Okay. And then also, those thoughts that you have, you should journal those thoughts. The things that you think about, the things that you want to say, they shouldn't always come out of your mouth. Write them down in a journal. Journal those thoughts. And most importantly, focus on fostering and developing genuine relationships. Don't worry about having 50,000 followers. Focus on having 5 true, authentic friends that will be able to help you in time of a crisis. Tips for working with a sanguine. This should be sanguine, not a melancholy. So recognize that a lot of times things come out of their mouth before they think. All right. They are not real good thinkers. They speak before they think. They are not task oriented. You cannot give them a task. You have to literally show them and walk them through the task for it to get done. Okay. And let them know that they need to stop accepting every invitation. You don't need to be at every single party. You don't need to be on every single auxiliary. You don't have to volunteer for every committee. Teach them to stop overextending themselves. Okay. They are also emotional and very circumstantial. Okay. They go by the senses, they go by, what's going on. They're into the now. Okay. They don't focus on the future. They don't like at the past. They are concentrating on the now. So recognize that as well. And then also recognize that in all of their bubbliness and let's have fun and, I forgot to do the dishes and who needs to do dishes? And I'm going to go to Dollar General and buy brand new dishes and throw the old dishes that I have away, and with that, recognize at the end of the day that they mean well. So their strengths, that they are good people persons. They love people. They eye color inside the lines. They're all over the paper. They are great storytellers. They will keep you engaged in a story. They will keep you eating out of their hands with their story. They're good. They're that engaging. Weaknesses, they are all over the place, so they do not know organization. They are very disorganized. They talk too much. They never shut up. They are late. Okay, if you know people that are late to England, they have no concept of time. So I want to sit up here and play this video real quick. You kind of and it'll give you the about the show is going to give you kind of like an overview, bird's eye view of the different personalities. Are you guys able to hear this? Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and stop the video because I was told that you can't hear it. So what I'm going to do, I'm trying to do these on Facebook as much as possible, but I'm finding more and more that this is going to probably have to go to a Zoom platform. Um, I want to, share this with as many people as possible. It's going to be helpful to anybody in business, anybody on a professional level, even on a personal level, on how you deal with people and how you deal with relationships. As we in the business 101, I want to do, and I have topics planned that is going to be beneficial to helping you develop a stronger business and professional relationships, persona, your brand, all of that. And I just want to say something. I just want to say a couple of things, first of all. First off, I do not want to step on anybody's toes. Okay? That's first and foremost. What I'm doing is waiting to me to do. Okay? I promise you, I don't ask God for any of this stuff. Okay? I don't. I don't ask God to, Lord, let me do this. Let me, spend my Thursday evening where I could be, doing something. Lord, let me do this. I promise you, I'm not looking to step on any. I'm not looking to take anybody's place. I'm not anybody's what God wants me to do. So if people feel like what I'm doing is stepping on someone else's toes, or I'm sorry, you got to take that up with Jesus. You need to take it up with God and, have that conversation with him about that and, work on your reality, your salvation, your feelings, your issues, or whatever. I'm not out here to take over anything. It's not like I'm, I'm about to run everything. No, I'm here to help other people be better. My story is I was surrounded around people at the beginning of my career, at the beginning of me building a business when I wanted to build a business more than 20 years ago, got surrounded and was surrounded by people that were not good people. They were not good business people. They were not good professionals. They were not people that fostered relationships. They were not people that wanted to help bring other people up. They wanted to tear people down. Okay. When I started my career nearly 20 years ago in job and family services, I started it with the intention of getting mentoring and building relationships with people so I could move up the ladder in job and family services, so I could become a supervisor, so I could become and move up the ladder and do those positions that I wanted to do. Unfortunately, it never happened. It never happened because people were afraid. People didn't want to help, whatever their problem was. Okay. It never happened. And as a result, I got discouraged as an employee, and I got discouraged as somebody who wanted to build a business. I got with the wrong people. I got with people that were more concerned about themselves than they were helping other people. And I told God, if you give me the opportunity, I promise you that I will not, I shall not, I cannot take advantage of nobody else. I will not take advantage of somebody who authentically wants to start a business, who authentically wants to be the best that they can be as a professional person. That is my story. That is my testimony. That is why I have been called and chosen by God to do what I do. I'm not going to take anybody's spot. I'm not trying to steal customers from people or steal people. Girl, I'm not. I am somebody who has a genuine heart, and I authentically want to help people become better. That's my testimony. And that's why I do what I do. It's not to step on anybody's toes. You know, somebody said, well, you know, Deanna do like somebody else, and she's trying to somebody else. I'm trying to be a better Deanna today than I was yesterday, and preparing to be even better than I was today, tomorrow. That's all I'm doing. All I'm doing. So we are probably going to move this to a Zoom platform, because I can do more on Zoom, and I can, you know, really engage with people on Zoom. I really can. So I am going to put the link out. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to have those who are interested. I'm not going to put the link to Zoom for y'all, for people to join. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put a link out for you to sign up to be on my mailing list, on my listserv. And what I'm going to do for those who are on my listserv, you will get announcements and emails about signing up for these classes. And that's how I'm going to do it, because I think every week, you know, it's doing you it's doing you an injustice for me not to officially do this properly on this platform. I've tried it 3 times on Facebook, and it's really just not working me. So I am going to put the link up for you to sign up. Next week, we will have a session. It will be on Zoom, on the Zoom platform. If you are on Clubhouse, meet me in the Clubhouse right now, and we will talk about Personality Plus and talk about the 4 personalities. And on that note, if you have any questions or anything, if you need something kind of, you know, reinforced or whatnot, feel free to type your questions into the, you know, feel free to put that into the chat box, or into the box here, so I can answer your questions. And, you know, at the end of the day, I want us to grow and thrive and be our best selves. That's what I want us to be. I don't, it's too much out here. We can all be successful. We can all grow and, you know, be our own person, and be professionals and be successful business owners. We can do all of that stuff, okay? And not step on each other's toes while we're doing it. So if you want to, the link, Natasha, on my page. Okay, so I'm going to create the link, and I am going to post. You can sign up for my listserv. You can to get the classes, get the link to the classes. I'm just going to email it to everybody, and we're going to go to Zoom and really make this do what it do. Okay. So have a wonderful evening. Thank you for joining me. I apologize for all of the technical issues that we had, but okay. So have a wonderful evening, and I will talk to you soon.